Doggo, hello, Doggington. Okay, so it's probably episode 26. I don't fucking know. May, you're a dumb bitch. Shit, didn't even say to May before we start this beautiful fucking Castington.
Hi,
Yes.
May, Haley. You still haven't told me if it's May or Haley.
Yes.
Really looking forward to the day that you respond to me.
Probably not at that point, you know. So we're talking about before this podcast started. One of the coolest things I do with my dog is I've just taught her to respond to I guess every command is a sound, but like distinct whistles she understands, and there is no greater feeling than like your dog doing something and like doing a series of whistles and then watching the actions queue up in her brain and then she performs them. Shit, what is that horrible fucking static sound that I'm getting back from here? Is your phone near your fucking cord?
No, I must have plugged in the USB too far.
What?
What about now?
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I told you, it's the USB.
Huh?
Yeah, just deal with it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, Nightedge, my sweet little friend. How are you today, buddy?
I'm hanging in there.
That's good. That's actually bad. I fucking hate answers like I'm hanging in there. Like that implies you're
I'm
struggling.
surviving.
Yeah. You all answers I want from my friends, and I'm like, how you doing, man? They're like, I'm so fucking good. My dick is harder than it's ever been in my entire life right now. And not like, oh, well, you know, I'm a moment away from just blowing my fucking brains out. That's not a good answer.
I'm tired. I'm existing. What do you want from me?
Why are you tired? Why are you sleepington? Why aren't you fucking awakington?
Because it's been a long day at work. And also, all the smog and shit. So basically here, for the past 2 days, my eyes have been burning.
Nice, dude. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Nightedge, you're on fire too, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're suffering from that.
Yeah, a lot of the smoke from Canada has been blown down into Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're vaping on you.
Stupid fucking Canadian retard.
Just vaping on you.
Literally
blowing clouds.
Yeah.
A lot of fires up north, and it really doesn't help that we haven't had rain in several weeks, so yeah.
Yeah, rain is cringe anyways. What does it even do? No, I'm in California. Like, what does rain actually do? I don't know what it does.
Well, it warms the earth through wetting it.
I'm about to say something that's insane. It's a Tay-level take, but you just reminded me of this.
I can't wait.
I consumed my first entire apple today.
What the fuck do you mean by that?
I hate apples.
Really?
I fucking can't stand them. They fucking suck. However, when it comes to my diet, if I hate something, every 2 or 3 years, I try and eat it again just to see if, like, you know, I've grown past the hatred, or like if I've introduced enough foods that have gotten me used to the texture or some shit. And I ate the whole apple. It was pretty fucking good. I was a big fan of the apple.
Yeah.
Everyone in my office started telling me about every different kind of apple, and I was just like, dude, this is the first one, man. Let's not. I don't even know what this one is. It was like sort of like a peach color. Like, it was like red, yellowish. I don't know. I don't know. I fucking know nothing. My instinct is to say golden delicious, but I don't know if that's even an apple.
Oh, it's not bad. No, it's a good starter apple. Nightedge,
Okay.
do you have a favorite apple?
Honeycrisp.
Honeycrisp? Okay.
She's going with the popular option.
Okay. I have no fucking
So
idea.
crunchy. I like the crunch.
The Crunchington. Okay.
I think Honeycrisp is like globally rated as one of the best apples to have.
You know,
Yeah, it's just got a nice crunch to it. I don't like soft and like mushy apples. I like something that's, you know.
I don't know, because I've eaten one apple in my entire
He
life.
doesn't. You have to expand on that.
I'm trying to think of like I said, it's just crunchy and then extra juicy.
Nice, Tin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, if you want to get on a real good apple, you go to the local supermarket after this.
Yeah.
You pick up either a Gala or a Spartan.
Okay. The fact that you can name this many fucking apples is insane to me.
I've had so many apples in my life.
Galas do have the good crunch, but not the same taste.
Yeah. Different skin to them.
Crisp over to it. Sorry, I'm misspeaking.
Listen, you're fine. We're getting a lot of good apple talk here. Tay's probably already clicked off the video because, you know, why the fuck would he care about apple talk? Tay hasn't had a vegetable in 7 years.
Oh, God.
I can believe that.
Nightedge coming out swinging.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, any really interesting things to update everyone on. Truthfully, nothing too exciting. You know, I was pissing blood earlier this week. Also, It is unbelievably hilarious how many people in our Discord try and tell me what to do in regards to like when some fucked up shit happens, or like I start pissing blood, right? And they're like, you need to fucking go to the hospital right now. And I'm like, well, no, like, I've actually talked to like doctors and shit, and like, unless it's like super painful or something, like, the fuck is the hospital gonna do? Like,
now you see, everything I've heard has been the opposite. That if it's not super painful, is like the most concerning.
yes, no, and that is the most. That's why I like when I called the hospital, they got me like a next day appointment because they're like, yeah, no, there's no pain. Oh, that's the weird part. But I'm then like,
Yes.
you know, like there's just no reason to go unless there's like, because what the fuck are they gonna do?
Well,
Like,
no, I get it now. Actually, no, it makes sense. Like if you're in excruciating pain currently,
yeah, they
get
can
your
do
ass
something.
there.
Yeah, because like they can give you something to relieve the pain, and usually have the facility. But it's like if you show up at the fucking ER at like midnight. Like, fortunately, I live next to like one of the best hospitals in the world, so it's like they do have like every test available at our ER pretty much. So the average ER is gonna be like, huh? You want to get an MRI? Are you fucking retarded?
Yeah, right now, stat.
Like, oh yeah, let's go boot up the MRI machine that we just have in the back. Fucking god damn it. But yeah, no. So doctor was super nice. I don't know. I'm supposed to see I'm gonna like make an appointment with my primary care physician, talk to him about it, and she'll be like, yeah, you know, just pissing bloods, whatevs. You know, it is what it is.
That's life. You're just hanging in there.
Yeah, just hanging in there. But no, like, yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I'm so nonchalant about just every bad thing. Have I talked to you about my give a fuck being broken before, Jit?
Probably. I don't know on the podcast, but definitely outside of it.
Yeah, so like at work and just like basically in every facet of my life, people that I interact with are always like, man, your give a fuck is just broken. Because like what it takes to actually bother me or annoy me at work is like, it has to be the most colossal thing that will have broken every other person before me, right?
Yeah.
Like at my job, right, everyone's like, oh, well, like, you know, we don't get you on X thing for like at least the first 3 months because like, you know, it's a little overwhelming. So, well, no, I'm going to go do that right now. Like,
yeah,
get me on this. Like, they're, oh, it's a bit intimidated. No, like, just make me do it. Like, I can't learn if you don't let me do it, right? Like, I don't know. Because, like, I guess my, the way that I approach anxiety is just, I thought everyone did it this way, where it's like, if you're anxious about something, that makes you want to do it immediately. Like, yeah, let's go. And then, like, one of my coworkers, like, she's, like, afraid of needles and getting her blood drawn. So she, like, went days, like, just not scheduling one of her appointments. She's like, I'm so scared of getting a needle. I'm like, oh, not me. Like, I'm terrified of needles. I don't like it. But, like, I just
reach in and do it yourself.
Yeah, I have to go. Like, if I do, there's no growth if you don't, right? Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's so, being uncomfortable is, like, one of the most important things that you can do as a human being. And, like, you should always strive to like take yourself out of your comfort zone. I feel like so many fucking people are turbo cucks.
Now, Nightedge, do you agree with all these hot takes from him? Do you go out of your way to be uncomfortable in your day-to-day life?
I mean, if there's something that I gotta do and I don't really like doing it, then yeah, because it's like, I'd rather just get the bullshit over with than spend the entirety of the day or several days just constantly thinking about it and just worrying about it.
Base Nightedge. Gee, what was the last thing you did to get yourself out of your comfort zone? What was the last?
I genuinely couldn't tell you.
Okay, yeah. I also couldn't tell you, other than like the most recent example. So
yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well you suck then.
It.
Yeah, you suck. All right.
I haven't been put in a situation to be outside of my incredibly large comfort zone.
That's fair. That's
very
fair.
You know, I had to have a new kind of ramen actually, and that really freaked me out.
That was where you're drawing your line. A Fielding's level take.
Ooh. Sometimes you're just not ready for it. And it was a little spicy. Took me off.
But was it good?
It was great, and I ate the entire pack in the following days.
I see.
It's going to be actually my entire new diet. This weekend, I'm going to buy like 10 cases of it, and that's all I'm going to live off.
I've recently gotten into ramen. Creamery about a year ago, or I guess not a year ago, because it would be my birthday party if it was a year ago. Just under a year ago, 8 months ago, when I was a Creamery at Costco, he bought these like little like pre-made ramen things. You just put water and put them in the microwave. They're they have like it's like relatively like high quality. It feels like to me at least. It's got like actual real chicken in it. And that's just fucking delicious, man. How the fuck have I not been eating ramen my entire life?
Yeah.
Like my only experience with ramen is when I was a kid. I would just take the packets and I would fucking eat them raw.
Yeah, the little instant ramen like cubes.
No.
And just like crack those.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When you see the cubes, mean like the like.
Oh, yeah. Like the rectangle noodle bar, and you eat it like a Cliff Bar.
Yes. You did that too?
I did it all the time, and I used to be told by like parents and teachers, they're like, you know what happens when you eat those raw? And I was like, what
happens?
Well, little known fact, you just instantly get worms. I don't know why that was the go-to. They're like, yeah, you'll just get worms in your stomach.
Is that true?
No.
Okay.
Well, how on earth could that be true?
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Like, is there? Well, you say how on earth could that be true, but like, if you fucking eat an uncooked pork product, like, you're fucking really high chance of getting worms.
Okay. Well, yeah, fair. But
you'd be fucking shocked how much food shit is like, oh, this is full of death and AIDS, and if you don't cook it for 3 seconds, you'll die.
Oh, I'm very aware. I've worked in enough kitchens to know that there's just so many problems. Uh-oh, he's on high alert.
I thought I heard a fucking horn honking outside my house, which is like...
Yeah, your ride's here.
Yeah, my ride's here, my ride. Oh, I can't wait to have a fucking standing desk. It's just... It'll be so good.
I was looking at one of those the other day, too.
Were you? Please share me your journey.
So Costco had one, and it was an electric standing. So, like, 3 preset modes. You click it, whole glass desk raises and lowers. Mm-hmm. My only problem with those is I have yet to find one that is big enough and within a reasonable budget for my 3-monitor setup.
Yes. Okay, perfect. That caveat where you said within my budget... immediately destroyed my insane suggestion of getting the desk that I'm getting, which is it's a fucking massive L desk that's like slightly bigger than my current desk, and it's gonna like 1 fucking second here. I have to fix this right now.
All right.
Keep talking. You know, here you can look at my young Sheldon video that I was watching. While I turn back on fucking streamer mode because
oh, you don't want the Discord clicks to pop up?
Holy fuck. I just got like 5 messages right now, and that would have been annoying to listen to.
But alright, you've got a massive L-shaped desk you're looking at, right?
Yes. It was so fucking sick, man. Like, it's a little bigger than my current desk, and it like stretches around to this like empty space I have right here that I never use. I never go this way. So yeah, put a desk here. It's got a little file cabinet you can attach to it.
Oh.
The only complaint I have is that I can't get the hammock version because I want to get the industrial version with the bar in the middle, so it's like less wobbly. Also, if your fucking USB is plugged in a little too much shit.
There's no way. There's no universe.
I'm hearing some sounds, man. Some wobbly.
No wobble. All good.
Nightedge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you with a question that I hit all of our guests with. Okay.
Oh, that's a good one, Nightedge. Prepare yourself.
Do you even know the question is, shit? Do you remember?
I do.
Okay. Nightedge.
I study this podcast.
Yes. Much like the Blade, do you study this podcast? Nightedge, do you remember how we met, or do you have an exact moment you can think of where, like, we first became friends?
Fuck.
Yeah, if you don't have an answer, it's totally fine. To me, it's very
real friends have an answer, though.
I just need a second to remember because don't forget, I have the memory of a goldfish cracker.
Okay, well, a goldfish cracker is, sort of made of cracker and therefore can't think of anything at all. Ever. They're not sentient.
Not even once.
I remember getting brought into the guild by Eldani after World Hero introduced me to her. But I can't remember, like, when we started talking because I know for a fact, like, with any new group, I'm always so unbelievably awkward to where it takes like a month or 2 for me to like pop out of my shell.
Like a little turtle.
And that's the trouble. I can't remember.
You have brain damage. Got it.
Yeah.
I will say, shout out to Oldani. Oldani was the greatest fucking recruiter for offline that there's ever been. She picked up quotes. She picked up Nightedge. I'm sure she's picked up like half people that are still here today. She was this old lady that's just fucking moving around, picking up every person she could find. Like, you should come raid with us. And through just sheer luck, through random RNG, like 90% of the applicants she brought in, actually good at WoW, not retarded.
Yeah.
Like,
didn't she find quotes like just picking mushrooms?
Quotes was literally in fucking not Desolus. Oh fuck! It's the place right before Eastern Plaguelands. It's got the dwarves, Wildhammer motherfuckers, Griffins.
Yep, Airy Peaks.
Airy Peaks. There's a little cave up there that has ghost mushrooms in it. I can't remember. It's in Skull Cave, I believe it was called.
Skull Cave with all the slimes.
Yes. Quotes out there picking little fucking mushrooms, and old Donnie's like, "Oh, you should come raid with us." And the rest is history. So I coordinating some flights for my birthday.
Oh.
Donnie also found me as well.
She found you in that cave as well?
Yeah.
Fucking Skull Cave out here, literally the fucking perfect place to farm raiders out of. Holy shit, man.
You just go in there, there's like a few day respawn timer on the raiders.
Yeah.
You just go get the world boss every once in a while.
Yeah, I fucking am shocked every time I remember that fucking old Donnie's out there just putting in fucking work, man.
Now, you mentioned you were organizing some flights for the birthday.
Yes.
And I was just wondering which day Nightedge flies in on?
I see.
And what time?
Unfortunately for us, Nightedge doesn't like me enough to come to the birthday, and she keeps making up those excuses that she is like a fucking 35-year-old woman, can't go anywhere because her parents said no. Right. I've just chosen to accept this as Nightedge just hates us, and there's no way around it.
I can't wait to find out this is.
I have never flown before.
You don't have to fly the fucking plane. You just get in the passenger seat. They fly you, buddy.
Listen, Nightedge, I'll tell you when me and Because are booking it, okay? And you can just fly in between us. It's fine. You'll have padding on both sides. It'll just bounce if anything happens.
Exactly.
I rarely go to McDonald's or the mall by myself or do anything.
Yeah, so face something uncomfortable.
Yeah, yes. It's time, Nightedge. You're coming to the birthday party, all right? You're built different. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because I'll probably die before next year.
Yeah, that's true. He's not in the best of health, and his dying wish, as far as we know, his dying wish.
Yeah, as far as I've told no one.
Is just for you to come down for a nice little couple days get together.
Exactly. Riv's going to be there. Max is going to be there. I don't know who else you liked in the guild, but they're probably going to be there, I have no idea who else you interacted with in the guild that you liked, but
honestly, not that many people. Pretty much for every single group, there's like a select 2 or 3 people that I will interact with, and just basically nobody else. I'll remember the names and everybody's voices, but as I said, I'm used to smaller friend groups, and though I am far better behind a screen than I am in person, I am very much still fucking socially awkward, and that is just something I have not been able to break.
You have heard it here first, folks. None of you are memorable. You all fucking suck. I'm the coolest, and Nightedge wants to hang out with me, but not you idiots.
Now, I also have more proof that she just... maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah,
she doesn't want to be there because of me.
That could be it. Well, she's on the podcast, so probably not.
And the proof is right in the pudding there, right in the DMs that I just sent.
Mm-hmm.
If we take a close look at my friends list under
go ahead and pull
pending,
this up. Yeah, I see. Ooh.
There's only one name that's been pending for 2 years.
You hate to see it. The outgoing friend request to Nightedge. Just...
Yeah, you know what? I'll put you on blast right now in front of all thousands of people who listen to this podcast eventually in the future.
Yeah, it is crazy. Again, we talk about this. So actually, no, I think all this shit got deleted. So this cover shit never happened.
2 days of us going off about it and be like, okay, we talked to this to death. It's just gone.
Yeah, just completely. So we can re-talk it to death. The analytics, man. Why is my dog freaking out? I'm a big fan of the analytics. It shocks me to see the number of people that fucking watch this. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And especially with main channel videos where my original intended number of viewers of I'll keep going from here is increased by 5 times what it was, and now it's well, if I don't get this many views, I don't give a shit anymore. Also, one time my dog's freaking the fuck out, so you 2 pieces of shit have to come with something interesting to say while I'm gone for a second.
Oh, that's super easy. Nightedge, what have you been doing since you stopped playing WoW?
I never stopped playing WoW.
Okay, well, I stopped playing WoW, and therefore you stopped in my mind. So what has been going on?
Nothing much. I'm only occasionally raiding with offline for like the 10 mans and stuff.
Yeah. Just
25
like
mans because of the whole competition thing. It was kind of like stressing me out a bit and having to have a certain fucking
no, that makes sense.
having to
Like
have a certain parse in order to be able to have like a shot.
yeah.
That was just too much fucking stress and just causing the game to like not really be that fun. So
Yeah, Dylan really does suck the fun of the game.
I do.
So moved over to raiding with Limbo. They're about just as chaotic and wild.
I don't know if I can believe that.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way they're as chaotic. It's just like I honestly think a full raid group of 24 people is what it would take to just emulate me. And then you've got the rest of the characters in our guild you have to like compete with. So
yeah.
Go.
Now, Nightedge, do you think you could get me and Dylan a spot in that Limbo raid just for 1 week?
I mean, probably. I mean, they do pugs pretty much every other raid.
I don't want a pug. I want to go to a main raid day where we break 2 of their legs.
Oh, Jit,
so they need us.
Jit, you're not understanding what Nightedge is saying. She's not saying they host a separate raid that's a pug that you can go to. She's saying that the main raid has a lot of pugs in it.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, it's meta. It's my favorite guild on Earth.
I mean, for the most part, we do get a solid team. It's just like every other week or so, or somebody that can't make it. And so
yeah, you know.
But it's usually one of like several pugs that have already raided with them before.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to remember all the names, but some of them are very familiar.
Now, Dylan, did I ever tell you about my great ego boosting time with meta?
We've spoken in length about pretty much our entire lives in detail with each other, but you know, for the sake of the podcast, continue.
God. So in between Archon and 7, there was just a small gap of like 2 weeks where I was a free spirit. I was a free agent.
Yeah.
And this nice
up by
man,
the fucking dolphins.
He DMs me and says, "Hey, I see you don't have a guild. Could you help Phil tonight? We're just a growing little group of guys trying to make it in this world. We're gonna do MC." And I was like, "Yeah, of course I will." I don't think I've ever parched so well and been held in such high regard and DM'd so much throughout the night for simply clicking greater heal.
I would say Jit went to like a 3rd grade classroom, somehow convinced everyone he was also a 3rd grader, and was like, "I have never been hailed as a fucking genius."
No, literally, it was intoxicating. And then the next week I did it again, and they were like, "Do you want to be like an officer? Do you want to be in charge of stuff?"
Did you be the president?
I think we could do big things if we have you around. You know, really rally up the healing core. And I said, "No, I got an offer from like a real guild who like clears things, and so I'm gonna go do that."
Meanwhile, I don't think we were that very. Actually, somehow 7 in BWL. We're the 7th guild in the server, I believe, that cleared BWL.
Yeah, you guys weren't like bad. Firemaw was a little always sketchy, but you know.
That's because we fucking tried to 3 tank it, and Hoopy's a nice guy. I actually still talk to Hoopy. He's a great guy. But my fucking god, that man was not the worst goddamn off tank of all time. Holy shit, man. Just, I have like screenshots when I was like turbo like nerd raging, where like there's a moment where like we wipe and Hoopy goes like, "Yeah, truthfully, I don't even know what fucking wing buffet does." Reset. I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean you don't know what it does?" This is like fucking 5 weeks into fucking Firemaw. She's like, "Honestly, I don't fucking know what it even does." And I'm like, so much makes sense right now. Holy shit, man. Like, God fucking damn it.
I didn't know like 90% of the mechanics in any of the fights. You press the green button, make the little health bar go up.
90% of raiders, dude. Like, the reason I think that raid leaders, actually, never mind, I'm completely wrong. So the reason I think raid leaders get inflated egos is because like they have to spend so much time learning, and I'm like, oh wait, no, it's because most people have never had an ounce of authority in their entire fucking life, and then you give them like literally a crumb of it, and it's like intoxicating. It's like Discord mod, dude.
Yeah.
You give people Discord mod, and the power is intoxicating to them. It's insanity to me. Like, I've never understood it. There are so few people who have like appropriately used power when it was given to them, and like Mahate is like the only other person I can think of who, like, as long as I've known him, he's never like, okay, I think it's more so he just doesn't give a shit, but it's like he's never just randomly muting people, deleting shit, being like, you have to do as I say because I said so. It's like, I don't know. And I feel like everywhere else I've been, there's like, you don't understand. I'm the leader of the Discord. You have to fucking listen to me. I'm in the Discord leader. And I've started using an excuse a lot where it's like, well, that's not fair. And I'm like, motherfucker, I spent the last like 3 fucking years curating this stupid fucking group and keeping you retards together. Yeah, you have to do this thing. It was one time. You can't do this because it annoys me. And I'm fucking tired. Oh, yeah, it's just banned, okay? I've been so fucking long curating this shit, and you guys are pissing me the fuck off. Banned.
So what I'm hearing is we have to give Maud to Nightedge so that she can get an ounce of ego so she can get on that plane. She needs to feel invincible.
My power trip at the tail end of Classic, let me tell you.
Did you?
Decked out in full bone scythe? Yeah, not in like a standard position of power, but having that kind of gear and going into battlegrounds, I felt like a fucking god.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not a power trip, Nightedge.
Full maniac.
Nightedge, a power trip is like if when you're in the battleground, you like fucking /point at one of your fellow like teammates and you're like, private, get over here, god damn it, you know, I need 5 healing potions stat, you run back to the med bit. Like that would be a power trip, you know, demanding something, just enjoying your class and reaping the benefits of like having, you know, grinded out some shit. That's not really a power trip.
You played a video game.
Yeah, you literally just you ran on the hamster wheel long enough. But
yeah, still a blast.
So it would appear that fucking Iron Lord has purchased me some DoorDash. Yeah,
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's giving me tacos. Funnily enough, he said, have you ever had blank place? So I just ignored it. I was like, no, I'm not answering. Because, like, if I respond, I'm enabling you, right?
Yeah.
And if I just ignore you, I win and I lost. So, you know, you can't win them all. But
did you really lose?
I lost. I don't want people buying me shit. Like,
yeah, but you won.
No. I lose.
You lost in the best way.
Sure, I've lost in a way where I win, but I've lost in a way that, like, people keep buying me shit, and they don't stop. Within my line of sight right now, I can see 5 different things people have bought me that cost $20 or more.
Oh, I can't wait for your little bonanza party.
No one is bringing me a fucking thing because I'm going to lose my mind. I made it very clear that no one is to bring me a fucking present for several reasons.
Oh, it's so good. I can't wait.
No one's bringing me a fucking thing. Everyone's going to respect the rules. Because one, how the fuck am I going to fly it back? Because everyone's not thinking logically. They're not thinking.
Oh, no. It's you. Oh, with the knowledge I have.
Everyone. What the fuck do you mean, Jit? What are you saying right now? What are you implying? What the fuck is going to arrive at my house?
You're gonna wanna make sure you have it in the budget. Check a bag.
What the fuck is doing?
Now, I'm also cursed with this because there's a little bit, and I was like, no, you should do that. That sounds hilarious. You should get that for him. And then they sent me a picture the other day.
No, what the fuck?
And they said, I picked up 3 of them. One's for you. And I said, excuse me?
What the fuck are you buying?
That's too large for me to travel with, especially across the border.
Okay, so you've narrowed it down for me because now I know who it is because there's only one person in California that talks to you that can afford to buy things and would be willing to give you something, okay? Lives in California.
I don't think you do.
I think I do. It's pretty clearly Creamery because no one else lives in California. There's Jake and Kyle. All right, they're not gonna buy me shit. Okay, they're living their own lives. They know that I don't do gifts. Okay, you know. There's Austin. Austin can't hold a job for more than 5 fucking minutes. Austin isn't gonna share a fucking gift with you. There's no fucking universe who's doing that. Austin's not buying me shit, okay?
What do you mean he's not going to share a gift with me?
Me
and Austin have such a special bond.
Shut up, you dumb bitch. Fucking third of all, he's not buying me shit, okay? And fucking finally, fuck you, okay? My guess is it is Creamery with like Emma doing some sort of weird puppeteering nonsense in the background. That's my immediate guess. That's where my brain goes. Maybe Iron Lord's involved. Yeah, I'm gonna lock that in. Final answer. Obviously don't spoil anything, you know, for the viewers at home.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I fucking swear to God, if I have to fucking figure out a way to transport a bunch of stupid shit back to my fucking house, and then I bring people over, this is the most. So I have like a thing where I don't lie. I fucking hate telling lies in my personal life. Like,
yep.
And cause like, I have a firm belief that every time you fucking lie, it like erodes your character. And I should clarify, lying for the setup of a joke, hilarious. That does not erode you in any way. But like a simple lie about like where you got something, like that shit erodes you. So, oh, it's a nice water bottle. Where'd you get it? And I'm like, well, you know, there are 30-year-old women online that I've never met or had sex with, have no intention of having sex with, and they buy me things. And then everyone's brains just turn off. Like, what the fuck did you just say? Do you have a second mom? I'm like, I have like 35 moms, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man. And then the thing I'm saying. I got the wonder. So I always like fucking my spreadsheets when I'm at work to like coordinate the birthday stuff, right? And so finally, like, they're like, you're always working on a spreadsheet. What are you making? And I had to explain to them my birthday, and like, they could not comprehend the idea of like, well, you see, Jill was gonna come over to my house, but then Creamer wanted to come over to my house, but then Casper wanted to come over to my house. And then Quotes wanted to come over to my house. I was like, oh, there's fucking too many of you. And then May would come over. I was like, okay, well, then May said she would kill herself if she had to sleep where poor people slept. So we had to find somewhere nice to sleep, like get May to sleep at. Okay, then we found a nice lake house. Well, and that escalated. And there were like 10 people. So okay, the lake house sleeps 16. That's fine. Then I went to sleep and I woke up. And it was 17 people. I was like, okay, well, we can find a lake house with 19 people maybe.
Yeah.
You know? And then it was 25 people. And I was like, okay, well, now we've sort of hit an apex of friendship that, like, we have to rent cars and, like, the price just keeps going up. I got one fucking car. I can get maybe two up here, okay?
Yeah.
Or we just go to California and a bunch of locals there. It decreases the cost of travel for a large portion of people that are coming because they just live in California. And just increases the amount of people coming. It's fucking phenomenal. It's great. We love it. Speaking of which, I need to talk to some of my IRL friends again, see if they're interested in coming this year. Because two of them were like, yeah, I'm down to come. And then like the week of, they were like, yeah, I forgot that I have a job and I can't just do whatever I want.
I can't just take off a week randomly.
Yeah. It always shocks me. Like, you know, the jobs, man. Speaking of jobs, it's very funny how few of the people in our guild have had any experience working with like mega corporations. And it's like, unjokingly, the people that are most familiar with it are like Creamery. Because he worked at like Domino's. And like, Domino's and a massive like billion-dollar company operate in the exact same way because they're the same fucking thing, right?
Yeah, they're the exact same like structure and everything.
Yeah, and like it's like growing up, right? Like we talk about my parents' business and like being in construction and stuff, but like there's the umbrella corporation of the fucking entire union of Southern California we had to deal with all the time. Where it's like, yeah, I've always dealt with massive corporations, so I'm like super familiar with like how fucked things can get because like. People imagine these things as like nameless, faceless corporations. It's like, no. The very top, people have names and they're real motherfuckers. And all it takes is pissing off one of them and you're fucked, man. Like, it's like, do you know what happens when like Carol in HR doesn't like you? You're
gone.
Fucked. There is nothing protecting you from Carol just being like, yeah, we're getting rid of this dumbass. Like, because under a microscope, right? If someone doesn't like you, they just put you under the microscope, right? No employee on this planet under a microscope can maintain their job. I fucking promise you. I don't care who it is. If you'd be watching Quotes in a fucking month, I'd get his ass fired. Like, oh, here's all these things you're like not doing correctly. Here's like all these corrective actions we wrote you. I could make his life a living fucking hell if I was just one HR guy and didn't like him. Anyways, this actually is a complete separate segue to the inverse of that.
Big segue.
So, I fucked up when I was young. When I was young with the union stuff. My parents fucked up because they're fucking retards. So I get mailed some shit, right? That says like, hey, you have to report to training to get certified in X things to maintain your unionship, right?
Yeah.
Letter comes in, my parents always went through my mail, right? They just forgot to give that to me or mention it to me.
Oh, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, so we skip past that. I get kicked out of the union, right? I don't know this because the fucking letter comes in. My parents forgot to mention it to me. I don't know, they're shredded or something. So I'm at a job site one day, completely random. This has happened one time in my entire life. And I've been on hundreds of job sites for hundreds of hours. A random audit of a random job site. They grab everyone's, union IDs. They scan them through the system. You actually got kicked out like, fucking 3 weeks ago. You're going home right now. And I was like, what? Called my dad. He's like, oh, fuck. I forgot to, yeah, my bad. So we ended up calling like the union, and like I set up a meeting where I'm supposed to meet with like these like the fucking council that decides your fate, the Jedi Council of fucking carpentry, right? And my dad's like, we'll send John with you, right? I'm like, okay, fuck it. He's been a carpenter for like fucking 40 years. He's like the guy. He'll know what to do. And I'm like so afraid going to this point of like, fuck, man. Like, I'm just some random fucking peon. And like, I'm basically begging to get let back into like one of the best unions ever. Like, this union's insane. The benefits that we got in that union were fucking insane. I found out it's because like the reason I get paid lunches is because the union fought for that. So I show up, right? Immediate tone change from the first person I meet, right? I'm thinking I'm going in there like a peon on my feet, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, here's my old ID. Like, we're here to get reinstated. And they go, oh, Mr. Whitehead. And I'm like, Mr. Whitehead? What the fuck is happening? Dude, the fucking red carpet got rolled out. I remember getting like into like this back like boardroom meeting area. And there are like 4 or 5 people there, right? That are at the high ups there. And they're like, Mr. Whitehead, if we had known that it was you, this never would have been a problem. We actually have a solution for this. If you don't want to go to the training, we've got you. It's called a skilled craftsman. Okay, it's a special position we made. We'll get you on it right away. They're going to pay you the prevailing wage. And it's literally a random ass thing they made for like, what it's actually for is for business owners to get it, because you can't actually be on the site unless you're like a carpenter. It's like if you're a business owner, but you just become this guy, and you get legally you have to get paid the prevailing wage. So it's like I immediately got like a fucking $35 raise or some shit, like that my parents legally had to pay me, and they were so fucking mad. And I was just like Fortnite dancing. Like,
if they just didn't fuck it up, you would have been fine.
Yeah, well, it was funny too. It's like my dad is like, it's actually cheaper to just pay you this raise than to lose you for like 6 months for training every once in a while. So. Like over the course of like my 3 years, I've been gone for like 6 months worth of training. It's like, it's actually just not cost effective to like have you out of the office and not doing shit. So, but dude, I don't know why I'm going through old work stories. One of my fondest memories is did I ever tell you the like turnaround time on the Runa the first time I went to meet Runa? How fast that all got booked?
No, I think so. Not on podcast though.
Yeah, we were so I was in my my office, and we were just like chatting on Discord while I was like waiting for the day to end. And she's like, "Yeah, we should get." Like, I was like, "Oh, we should get tacos like someday," or like in game. The joke was that I was gonna take him. And she's like, "Oh, is that a date?" I was like, "Bitch, it could be." She's like, "I think I'd be interested in that." I'm like, "How about this date?" She's like, "Sure." The date being the weekend. And I was like, "All right, I'll buy a ticket." She's like, "Bet." And I just bought a fucking plane ticket, except. It was like the plane ticket was for like Saturday morning. It was Friday night. And I'm like at my home, I'm packing, and it's like 3 a.m. and it dawns on me. Oh my fucking God. I have like a project at work that I have to finish like before Monday, but now I'm gone. And it was like I shouldn't say project. I had to set up for a project, which is like, I basically organized like thousands of pieces of hardware into specific cubbies so it can like instantly get distributed to the floor, and everyone assembles the shit immediately. And usually it takes like 5 or 6 hours. Dude, I fucking was a crackhead. Just like the fastest sorting of my fucking life. And my dad was so fucking mad at me because he's like, there's just no way you're gonna get this done on time. Like you're leaving in like, we're fucked. Like he fucked it. He was so fucking mad at me. And I remember the text I got when I landed. My dad is like, I don't fucking know how you do this. Like, it's actually insane. Like you're still a piece of shit and I hate you. But how the fuck did you do this? And I have no idea, dude. I sorted that was like And usually, like, I do fuck up about like when I'm sorting because it's thousands of pieces of hardware. Eventually, you're gonna put something in the wrong spot. This is like the one time in my entire life that I've just like 100%ed every single piece of hardware into the exact slot that I need to go into. Fucking fantastic, dude. I was at peak performance, man. Sometimes I miss working in like a big ass like factory area and like on job sites. It's actually really fun.
Yeah.
But I also like my current job is very interesting.
That's one thing about working for the government that I do miss. Because like talking about big corporations, it's like the Natural Resources Canada.
Yeah.
So when I was at that place, the difference between where I am now at like my office is like my department is 9 people. Well, actually, we're 8 people now because 2 of them just left. So like, there's fucking nobody in there. Versus like, oh yeah, here's the giant complex that houses like thousands and thousands of people. There's a cafeteria that's running at all times. Like,
yep.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
And like half those fucking people don't need to be there.
I did fucking nothing the entire time I was there. And it's not because I was like skirting my job. It's I didn't know what my job was until the last 3 weeks.
Yep.
I remember going to a meeting, like a Monday catch-up, and we all sat down and they're like, so Jordan, what do you think, how long till that building is done? And I'm like, just run me by the necessary key points I have.
I'll be right back. You're going to have to retell us? God damn it.
God damn it. Dylan, you're so useful. Oh, useless. He's going to get his food. Nightedge.
Food.
What did you have for dinner tonight? Let's segue into that real quick while he's gone.
Nachos.
Oh, okay. What do you put on your nachos?
It was just beef, cheese, and really shitty chips.
No lettuce?
Nope.
My girlfriend put me on lettuce not too long ago, and you just like slice it super thin and throw it on top after it comes out. Oh, so good.
I know, I just didn't feel like chopping it up.
No, that's fair. You should also do pickled cabbage and green onions. Listen, Nightedge, there's a whole world of nachos out there just for you.
All right, you already told the audience, but retell me quickly. Okay, so you're at your job site. They're like, hey, what the fuck do you do? And you're like, huh?
No, we're actually talking about nachos, so you're getting this fresh just like everyone else.
Thank God. I fucking love nachos, by the way.
Also,
thank you, Derek. Very kind of you. I love you.
What a fucking guy. I was just like, so what are the key deliverables you're looking for? I learned office speak. And they were like, well, we just need all the pneumatics like routed and plumbed and like the whole building working with automation. And I was like, of course. Yeah, sure. I'll have it done by the end of my contract. I hadn't even fucking begun on any of that until like 3 weeks before the end of my contract.
Yeah, that's government work, man.
My project manager, the guy who hired me, he hired me like 3 weeks late into the contract because he was fucking around. And every day he would just like show up, sit at the desk beside me, and go house hunting. And just be like, do you like this house? And I'd be like, I'll sit here all day and tell you what I think about these houses.
I was about to say. At my job, people do that.
Yeah. And he would, there was one time I remember he sat down and he's like, listen, I'm going to put you onto something. I like you. I think you're a pretty good, smart guy. I think we could get into something together. I'm like, sure, whatever. And he pulls up an ad for a school. And he's like, I want to buy this old high school. And then we're going to retrofit it with like a little commercial area for a Starbucks. We're going to put apartments in the classrooms, have like a different sense of living. We're going to repurpose this area. And it's only selling for, I think it was selling insanely low, like 300,000.
Yeah.
And he's like, so like I could sign it if you want to co-sign as a business partner. I was like,
I make $11 an hour. I co-sign what? Bro, I can't co-sign on a fucking McDouble. Okay, I don't know what the fuck you're on about.
Yeah. I was a part-time, like minimum wage, like just random dude on a contract at this job site, and I was like, yeah. You let me know where the paperwork goes, and I'll put my name down. Don't you worry, buddy.
I'll code whatever you said. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. My checks are about $98 a week, so keep that in mind.
They also never told me. They had so many opportunities to tell me I just wasn't doing my job, and they never did. They'd walk by my desk, and like looking back, I see what they saw, and I'd just be sitting there like designing things in CAD. And they'd be like, "What are you doing, buddy?" I was like, "Oh, just modeling." I'm like, "That's nice."
Yeah, they don't know what the fuck you're doing.
They had no idea either. They're like, I thought this guy was hired to like do all the pneumatics for the building, but we must be wrong.
Yeah. Before I talk my fucking guys' heads off, Nightedge, what silly fucking things have you noticed in your job in the corporate world of corporatism? Do you ever want people just like fuck around and like not do any work for 7 hours a day?
So yeah, multiple people calling off multiple times a week, usually for varying excuses. One person who, instead of actually calling his customers to update them about the status of their cars, half of the time is just on his computer making cards for celebrities to sign or just looking at memes.
Hell yeah.
When you say making cards for celebrities to sign, what the fuck does that mean?
What do you mean? What's unclear about that?
So,
what kind of cards?
It all depends. Like sometimes, like he makes like cards. So obviously there's like
cards.
standard like handmade baseball cards, stuff for like hockey and stuff. But he makes like
wait! No, stop! This man at your job is making like
Yu-Gi-Oh cards,
a Pokemon card for like Paris Hilton, and he's like, "Bro, one day I'm gonna run into her and I'm gonna have her sign the Pokemon card I made of her."
Goes to signings for like all sorts of shit, like all the time, just to collect these autographs. And then whenever one of them dies, because 90% of them are in their 90s, he's like, "Guess whose auction just went up in value?"
Okay, so
what?
This man is insane in the best way. Okay, what he's doing is fucking insane. Okay, now what you just said is one of the most insane things I've heard in my life. This man is making This dude is just Googling celebrities 90 and being like, "Nice, dude. We got fucking Betty White right here. Oh, she's gonna be in Iowa on the 3rd for this. Boys, I can't be on work that day. I gotta go. I got this business to build."
It's mostly sports and comic book related.
That man is fucking insane, but hilarious.
But yeah, he does that all the time instead of updating his customers. So when they call screaming, wondering what the hell is wrong with their car and why they don't have a status update, I have to direct them to him. But I usually take most of the verbal abuse and they down by the time they talk to him.
That's actually fucking amazing. That dude is. That's the fuck. I did not expect you to say the fucking words that came out of your mouth.
None of that. Like, I was still so much entrenched in the thought that, okay, he's making like birthday cards for these celebrities. And then you're just like, no, like sports cards, you know.
The second you said
it's like
making cards, something legit where it's like he's making like a get well card for a 6th celebrity, like, okay, that's fucking weird. And then he made it even weirder when he said, "Oh, you know, like sports cards." And I was like, there's no
trading card
fucking way this man is making his own trading cards.
Pretty much, and going like everywhere just to get like stuff signed.
That guy is the most cool. That is cool guy of the week for sure.
That can't be like a net profitable side hustle.
I don't give a shit. That's the
no
fucking
way.
Okay, unironically, I think it's actually a great business strategy for your children. For you will see no ROI on this, and you will die like a fucking loser. And like your grandkids are gonna get a box full of cards that like some retard like me is like, wait, you have the voice actor of the Clone Wars signed. So last thing he signed before he died. I'll give you fucking $500. I'll frame that shit.
Trading card.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh god.
I did not think you were gonna give us like one of the best things I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, Nightedge was cooking there.
Dude, the things that Nightedge has told me about her place of employment.
You could write a fucking comedy sitcom, whatever. You could get like months worth of material from one fucking day at the car dealership. Like between the wackos that are calling, the senile 80-year-old boomers who really shouldn't be operating a car yet are still legally able to.
Fuck yeah.
Dumbasses that don't know like just the basics. Like, there have been multiple people that don't realize that your car has to have an oil change.
Hell yeah.
I had a girlfriend like that. I'll never forget her texting me. She's like, yeah, my car died. And I was like, did you ever oh, sorry, go for an edge.
And then, of course, people that don't understand the fact, like, hey, you plug in the scanner, that just gives us an error code. We still have to go into the car to see what the fuck the problem is.
Yeah.
I hate saying the same shit over and over and over again, and it's like in one ear, out the other with these people.
Amazing.
I tell them specifically, it's going to be a few days for the diagnostic. They call back 2 hours later. Hey, have you figured out what's wrong with my car yet?
It's like, yeah, all your car tells us is like, yeah, like X cylinder isn't firing or some shit. I'd go find out why the fuck it's not firing. Like,
yeah.
Like, it'd be like being like, yeah, I told you my chest hurts, and then I left. Why don't you know if I have cancer? And I said, we haven't fucking done like a CT or anything, you dumb asshole. Like,
oh my god, I use that medical like explanation all the time, but it still doesn't sink in with them.
I can't wait to go buy my next car from your dealership and just call you all the time and bring you issues.
Fuck yeah.
I will say, do not buy with the whole COVID thing. Like, this is for pretty much anybody. Do not buy a 21, do not buy a 22, do not buy a 23. All of these companies were just shoving out whatever the fuck they can. Those cars have so many recalls on it, and I cannot tell you the amount of brand new vehicles that people pay for and then have them come back a week later because the trans blew or there's a check engine light on. It's not even funny. Not to mention the sheer volume of recalls. There's like one for these cars like every few weeks.
I actually didn't even think about that. This is such a good fucking point. Like, yeah, cars anything developed during COVID probably fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Like, anything manufactured especially probably fucking sucks.
Yeah, because of that whole chip shortage and then all of the parts not coming in from China, when they could finally start vehicle production, they were shoving out literally anything they could in order to be able to keep up with demand, since customers naturally want to keep buying and leasing new cars. So they don't give a shit what they throw out, so long as there's something. Well, like, okay, we'll push this out, all these problems, we'll fix them later.
Yep. We're actually facing that issue right now in the company I work for. All of the machines that we like sent out and built over like COVID, they're all getting like brand new service cycles now, and like actuators were the biggest thing. Belt driven actuators. We had to, the only ones we could get were off a shipping container in like China. And it was like, yeah, this is all you get. You get generic name brand or no name like belt actuator, and guess what? They all fucking suck. So where they're supposed to last like 1 million cycles, they're like 2 years later, it's like, okay, they're like dead. You have to replace all of them now. So yeah, that's a really big point that I never like really clicked the two events together.
Yeah, nobody thought about that.
Yeah.
And of course, because there's still the whole labor shortage and the fact that they're trying to push EVs, which that's a whole different discussion. People keep screaming at us for loaner vehicles, and it's like, we legit do not fucking have any, because here's the kicker. New Cars doesn't have anything to sell. They're not going to give us any excess. There is no excess. Normally, if New Cars can't sell something, of course, the vehicle's going to be sent down, we'll put it in the loaner fleet. That hasn't been happening. So all these people have all these new cars constantly coming in, and then they're screaming at us because we don't have the resources to give them, because their cars are just made from garbage.
I feel like the grave mind in Halo right now. I fucking love learning, and hearing Nightedge describe the process, like, it's all clicking in my head, and I'm seeing the mental image of the card, and I'm like, holy shit. So much makes sense right now.
Like the web is just growing from it.
Yeah,
it's just like,
yeah, and it's been causing like a huge issue. So all these people have been screaming at me over the phone. Speaking of which, for all the viewers, do not scream at those people. More than likely, they're just people that answer the phone and schedule appointments or transfer you over to
viewers. Do not listen to Nightedge, okay? Those employees,
you take out your anger.
Yeah, they are not working hard enough. You should scream as loud as you can, okay? The louder you scream, the harder they'll work for you, okay?
Do you know how little effort I put in to any time I was at a call center until they started screaming at me? I was sitting there on my phone.
Typically, I just try and transfer them over to management if they start getting really pissy, but then the one manager, like the one I directly work under, Tammy, She's cool.
Oh,
She has
it's
a
still
spine,
Tammy.
holds everything by as it's
Tammy is
supposed to.
cool. Interesting.
I thought we hated Tammy, but interesting.
She's
Okay.
a hard ass, but at least she can be worked with and gives credit where credit is due. The upper management do not have a spine. A customer comes in screaming that they have to have the works, that they have to have basically everything. Those people, they back down like a beaten dog and give them whatever the fuck they want.
Well, Nightedge, what the fuck do they get if they tell those people to suck a dick? They get nothing.
They don't have a spine.
No!
Nightedge is right. Based.
No, you just win nothing if you, like, escalate with them.
I would love to tell these people to fuck off, but unfortunately, they keep going up the chain of command, and upper management just caves in constantly. I tell these people to go,
What are you saying right now?
Nightedge's ideal is like right at the lowest level, the entry point. If you're having a bad day, you just tell them to fucking take a gun.
it's not that. Like, I get it, people are reasonably angry, but
No, it's not even that. They're unreasonably angry. But, like, your response to them being unreasonably angry should not be, fuck you. You're pissing me off. All right? You're supposed to just, like, get them their shit as quickly as possible so they're satisfied and they don't, like, say your place sucks.
God.
you can't. When the shop is backed up, when all of the parts needed to fix
I
these
understand this,
are
but
on
I'm
the
saying,
back
like,
order, and our loaner cars are gone, what the fuck do you want us to do about it?
You
Screaming your way to the top and screaming your way to the front of the waiting list for these in front of all these other customers who have been waiting patiently. That's what pisses me off.
And you should tell them that next time.
No,
You should
do
let
not do
them
that.
know.
Do not ever do that.
I tell these people when they get screamy with me, like demanding loaners, that like, hey, there's a waiting list. We have protocols. We have rules we have to follow. But then they just go to upper management screaming and all those rules get tossed out the window.
Yeah. That's how it works.
I'm joking, that's how it works. Like,
But it makes me so mad.
just as a person who has worked in upper management in like every aspect of his life, the more fucking annoying you are to me, the faster your shit is gonna get fixed or fucked. One of those two. One of those two things. You're either gonna get I'm either gonna fucking ruin your life, or I'm gonna fix your shit fast so you shut the fuck up. Okay. More often than not, you actually get fucked by me. But like, there have been times where someone is like being unreasonable, and it's like, there's no solution. Like, I'll just fuck it. I'll just do the shitty thing.
Yeah, but when they cut the line, then more customers are left waiting, which means they call and scream at me, wondering when their car's going to be done.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is like people have like this big dick problem, like they have like little ass dicks in construction, and they always try to like they're the biggest, toughest guys. So like people like get in arguments during like safety meetings, like when you're discussing like the like progress of the project, because like a lot of times you talk about just dumb shit where it's like, why the fuck are we having a 45-minute meeting about like where we're at as a team? Like this could be an email from everyone. And they're like, yeah, well, if this fucking crew could just, and they're like all fighting each other. It's like, dude, I've worked in construction. Neither of you are interconnected or holding each other back. You're just like barking to make it sound like the reason you're slow as fuck is because someone else is fucking up. And then what you'll do is like, they'll try and coordinate something. Yeah, no, I'll meet you at the trailer in like 15 minutes. And then you just leave. You just go home.
Yeah.
Just go home.
That's where I am, unfortunately. Each team, each section, sales, the technicians, the advisors, everybody, like, when one person fucks up or does something bad, it does affect everybody. 90% of the time that goes back to my job. Salespeople tell customers, oh yeah, we'll get you whatever you need, because, you know, they'll say or suck anything to get these people back into the dealership.
Hell yeah.
Used car salesmen are the fucking worst. Don't ever listen to them.
Well, yeah, no shit. There's a reason that used car
Not
salesmen.
even the new car salesmen. They will also say or suck anything to get you back in there.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't revolutionary news to any of our listeners out there.
Like that's an expression. Of like,
it's if your first native language is not English, I'll understand. Yeah. But otherwise, you should know
that car salesmen are the fucking snake oil salesmen of the modern day.
So yeah, I have all these people coming in. Well, my salesperson said this. Well, guess what? They're out of it.
Oh yeah, guess what? He's lying to get you in the fucking building to buy something, you dumb asshole. Like,
just tell him next time. I'm pretty sure he lied to you.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Advisor calls up and all their customers are wondering where the hell they are and what's the status on their cars. I'm not told jack shit until like midway through the day. The lack of communication there is absolutely astonishing. Like the fact, and I keep saying this, my World of Warcraft raids should not be more organized than a fucking business.
Unjokingly, like, WoW raid leading teaches you so much about organizational shit. Like, it's insane.
I have yet to work with a company that is as organized or more organized than any guild I've been in.
Yeah.
Including Archon. Like,
yeah.
Companies have so much leeway of just, like, they just fuck around and they just never find out.
Well, yeah, like, most company owners are just a guy who wanted to run his own business.
Yeah,
there was no 5-year plan. He just happened to have the capital and could afford to do some shit. But
and the person and people at the top I can completely understand. But when pretty much nobody else is communicating amongst each other for pretty much anything, then there's an issue.
Yeah, no, that's like communicate. Like, it's so weird too, because it's like it's really weird how business scaling works. So you would think that that 2 people are more effective than 1 person at accomplishing a task, right? That is almost sometimes true. More often than not even close to true. More often than times, the more people you add to something, the more fucked it gets. Especially when you start macroing that out, where it's like, now they all got to report to somebody and send a fucking, like, then it just, everything slows down. Because, like, for, like, this tree to do something, they have to ask this tree, who then asks this tree, and it's like, it has to go up and down the fucking wire, and it slows everything down, and shit gets so fucked. It's fucking ridiculous how bloated some corporations get.
Well, we see it so much in our company right now, where it's like, we're another division where we do, like, automation and everything.
Yeah.
And the other like, the main parent is, like, some label company.
Interesting.
They have literally nothing to do with automation in almost any sense, but any decision and contract we get has to go up to them, approved through their, like, salespeople, and then back down.
What the fuck is this, by the way?
Radish.
A radish is a radish? Okay, that's what I thought it was. Well, I didn't want to say radish, and then you guys laughing like I'm a fucking retard.
Dylan discovers fucking vegetables after harping on Tay. Can't even identify a radish slice.
Listen, I had a theory, but I was so... You guys have, like, conditioned me to never assert my, like, actual, like, firm belief, because, like... Yeah, I'll just call it a retard. My wrong hand.
Do it. Everybody has their moments of stupidity. Everybody has their retard moments. Might as well accept it.
Yeah, Dylan just has more than everyone else.
Yeah, no, I for sure accept it. I'm just saying that, like, you guys sort of coached me into just always, like, couching every statement I make, because so, like, for example, say, like, there are, like, 5 dominoes that fell over. I'm like, fuck, dude, there are, like, 6 dominoes fell over. Immediately, like, 4 comments. 6? Really? 6, bro? Fucking 6? That was 6 fucking dominoes? It's like, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, doing 7 things, and I looked over my phone for half of a second. I'm fucking sorry. Yeah. Holy shit.
Years of effort to go into that.
Unjokingly, it's just made me a better person in every way. Like, that's why, like, there are some people that just cannot take criticism, and my entire existence is taking not constructive criticism, okay, just criticism, just raw, unfiltered, unhelpful, fucking annoying criticism that gets us nowhere. It's just people being an asshole,
and it builds you up.
It really does.
Better now.
It unjokingly does. Like, it's so like. I'm so fucking afraid at work, because my supervisor, like, I feel like some managers are like, they're like sharks that can, like, smell aptitude, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Immediately they fucking single me out. Because, like, so in the things that I'm doing are, like, the shit that you do, like, 3 or 4 months into being in the position. And I'm, like, 3 or 4 days into it, because I'm like, okay, well, the only fucking thing you're having me doing is rooming people.
Yeah.
And you do that, like, 5 times in the day. Like... And it's an 8-hour day. Like, I have to do something, like, shit, or go insane. So I'm like, oh, can I, like, try my hand at this? Or, like, a lot of them are really good at, like, can you do this, Dylan? Like, let's just see if you can do it. And, like, so immediately I'm, like, figuring out the systems. And then I got called in for my touch point, which is, like, where you sit down and like talk to your supervisor and shit.
Right.
And it happens like once every like 2 or 3 months or whatever. Just weird shit that's like, why does this exist? Like this serves no purpose but other than to make us not do shit. But also, we're not so busy that us walking away actually impacts anything. It's just weird that this is a thing.
Yeah. Are you really going to complain about like a little extra break?
Dude.
To socialize?
It's not a little extra break, bro. I did a fucking 3-hour podcast. They called me in. I think it was like more close to like 2.5, but they called me in. It was supposed to be a 15-minute meeting. I had to be the one that ended it. Because like, this is like, this is me an hour into the meeting. Like, oh yeah, no, oh, okay. No, for sure. No, for sure, man. Okay, yeah, no, we'll keep talking, I guess. We talked about fucking everything. They went through like every fucking... We were just going back and forth. And it's like... We were just talking about like the way to optimize the workflow from like unit to unit. And I've been there for like 5 days. I'm just like, what the fuck are you guys asking me this?
Yeah.
Like, I have the answer because like I'm autistic. So I like noticed this shit immediately of like, oh, I see. So it's like having worked in the lab, I knew like, basically there's like a note you leave on each thing. I'm like, in the lab, we just delete this. And it takes like 15 seconds to put on each one. And it's like, yeah, if you just don't do this, like we just delete it. It's completely useless to us. The first thing in the morning that I do in the lab, my job is to delete all these notes. we just... 0 of them.
Oh, I love corporate bloat so much.
Dude, the first thing I fucking learned in the lab, the first thing they said to me, I was like, oh, what does this note mean? Is this important? The person goes, no, I have no fucking idea why they put these here. It's so fucking annoying. We have to delete them all before we print it. And I'm like, huh.
Why don't they just not do that then?
Yeah. And so, yeah, my job is very funny in that way where it's like, I just see so much bloat. And it's like, I want to stay as far away from responsibility as possible. And immediately, they're just like, hey, you look competent. You want to try and do this? And I'm like, fuck. I'm so bad at saying no because I want to help. I'm like, again, as soon as at my job, dude, if there's some shit no one wants to do, I'm the first one to do it because I'm like, I just don't give a fuck. It will not bother me at all. And it leads me to having to do more shit. But
I think at least give you more money for doing more work.
He's absolutely not. They will never do that, Nightedge.
Yeah. Huh?
That's not how that works. I think I DM'd Dylan the day I had to face the fucking music of pretending to be retarded to not like take on more work, and it actually hurt my soul. I had to let it out and tell him. Like, they're just like, you seem able, and you've talked about, Photoshop, Illustrator, and After Effects and that. I'm like, yeah, I love doing that kind of stuff in my free time. And they're like, do you wanna help us out? And then just behind him, my supervisor just shaking his head like, no, you're not going to tell him you can do that. I was like, my name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff. So did I say Photoshop?
Yeah.
I meant putting things in my ass like a retard.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
This, like, the owner of the company just looks at me like, oh, well, I thought you were a little more capable. My bad. And just, it hurt. It hurt so much. If I said yes, I would have like lost my actual good position I like, and also not been paid more and had to work significantly more than I do now.
I actually just watched like a meme video. I think Eighth will send it to me, where some guys like they're talking about quiet quitters. And it's like they're quitting quiet. What do you mean? Watch this. Dale, can you come learn Nancy's position, do all of her responsibilities, and we don't pay you more? And he's like, no. He's like, see, they're quiet quitting. He's like, no,
literally,
you can't just make somebody take on more responsibilities and not pay them.
Oh my god. Right now, so one of our guys left the shop, one of our techs. So we have 3 techs in the shop who go out and service all of our machines. Like, these are machines across, like, the province we're in and into the States, right? So we lost 33% of our workforce. And they said, well, I don't know, let's see how you get by with the 2 guys you have right now. And it's like, no. It's summer soon, and summer's like our prime time.
Yeah.
We live in an agricultural area. All of our customers are greenhouses. No, and they're like, I think you guys can do it. Maybe
figure it out.
Maybe Jordan can go on a few service calls and figure it out. I'm like, no, also no.
Yeah. My work did get me though. I did willingly sign up for something that is more responsibility, and I won't get paid more for it, only because it's really interesting. I'm basically assisting one of the medical procedures. And let the doctor like basically just shows you how some shit works. And it's like really fucking cool. And it's just like
shit like that's awesome.
It's like, yes, I absolutely want to do this because I remember seeing one of the guys walk away to go do it at my desk. I was like, oh, what'd you do? He's like, they let you help with this medical procedure. This doctor like literally walks you through what's happening. He explains like exactly what all the imaging looks like and like shows you how to read like an MRI and an ultrasound. And I'm like, that sounds fucking awesome. I want to do that. So I signed up to do that, and I'm gonna start learning that eventually.
Nice.
Neat.
And that's like I don't get paid extra, and it's just more responsibility. I carry a pager on me now because I'll like, beep, it's time to go. And I'm like, I fucking want to do this. It's neat.
I also took on some after all of that I just said. I'm now the health and safety coordinator for our department, which is bad because I guessed the entire certification test, and I crammed it like a 3-day course into like 4 hours. That's just like, yeah, don't hurt yourself at work, and I won't ever have to do anything. It's easy. Don't fuck up.
Did I ever tell you the story of the safety guy at my work, or my coworker cut his fucking arm off with a bandsaw, basically?
Oh gosh, don't.
What?
Oh my god.
This is gonna stress me out because we have a bandsaw.
Oh.
And the guy who operates it, his education is Subway University.
Good university, very prestigious university.
Yeah. He's a
Great
sandwich
alumni.
artist.
Yeah, like Jared, he's a good guy, I think.
Oh gosh.
So this is a hand bandsaw, like battery operated one. Freestanding. He's cutting something. And the very end of metal. So a really cool part about metal is that the more you cut through it, it like bows out like this initially. But then as you cut more into it, you're like putting pressure on sort of like farther into the cut. So, but actually it bows in. You basically make it pinch. And if you go down too far into the metal and it pinches too hard, the saw will bind for a second. But guess what happens when a fucking motor is running? It doesn't give a shit if something binds. That fucking motor is going to keep going. So eventually it'll unbind, and it like the amount of torque that it produces will like launch the bandsaw up in the air. So it happens, and I guess he loses his grip with his left hand. So his right hand comes up holding the bandsaw, and it falls right back down on his fucking like ulna and radius right here.
Ooh.
Cuts open right. Shit was like a fucking horror movie, dude.
Yeah.
Blood from floor to like it's like spraying out. Like he had like a fucking artery or something, right?
Yep.
Just blood everywhere. And I'm like young at this point, and I'm not like familiar with like medical shit yet, and like I'm still super young, so I'm like freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'll never forget his response to just being like, ah, shit. Oh, okay.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Just
he's
nonchalant.
like, yeah, and now that's how I react to everything, because I realized like reacting in any other way is retarded. The only way you should react to anything like that is literally just like, oh well, fuck. Okay, what's our procedure again? Okay, let's go through it. It's like freaking out does nothing for you. So like he like wraps it up in like towels and shit, and we take him to the fucking ER, gets it stitched up. This motherfucker goes back to work. This is why like it's like fucking retarded. Don't do this. Don't do this shit for your companies. But also like ignoring the whole socioeconomic bullshit with it. As a man, that is the most alpha thing you can fucking do. Is just like completely fuck your shit up and be like, take time out. Like, want a fucking pussy? Like, no. I want to fucking continue working. So I'll never forget. We go back to the scene of the incident. There is now like dried blood from floor to. It's like someone took a spray can and like just sprayed a straight beam up. And the safety guy turns the corner, and the fucking look on his face, he's just like, what the fuck happened? My boss has like gauze all over his arm. Yeah. And he just looks at him and just goes like, what, man? I had a fucking nosebleed. You ever seen a nosebleed before? The safety guy is just like, okay. And he just left. And I was like, what the fuck are you, the safety guy? Like,
hey, that's me as a safety guy.
He just accepted like, oh, I guess you had a fucking rough nosebleed, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if I don't see it and you tell me it's a nosebleed, I'm not here to doubt my men.
Blood on the ceiling in a scene that looks like it would be out of Saw? Really?
Dude, it was the most gnarly shit ever.
God.
Yeah, bandsaws scare me, dude. I remember, it was one of the, like, literally like, action immediately followed by consequence of action. So,
it's just a direct correlation right there in front of you.
I break a bandsaw blade, which is fucking terrifying when you're coming with it. Because like they'll just get old, they'll break if you don't replace them quick enough. It fucking breaks. like flies back, and I'm like, holy shit, that could have fucking killed me. But I'm gonna throw it in the trash. I'm about to throw it in the trash, and like one of the most like redneck guys we have is like, whoa, throwing it a what? That blade is still good. And he gets up the fucking TIG welder, and he fucking like he just gets the cleanest bead of his fucking life on it. It was super clean bead, mind you.
Yeah.
However,
but still.
Sure, that point's not gonna fail, but the rest of the fucking bandsaw blade is still that old.
Yeah.
And so he like puts it back in the bandsaw. He's like, see, it's fine. And he goes to cut something. Literally, the fucking like 2 seconds into finishing my cut, it explodes and like wraps around his face like a mummy thing. And I'm like, he's dead. Like, it's over.
Just
he has
watch
like
the man die.
He has saw blades like wrapped around his face and neck like it's fucking mummy paper. And where he just like peeled it back and there's like a little blood. He's like, okay, you know, maybe don't button out. That one probably was too far gone, but most of the time you can re-weld them. And he was like still trying to convince me that re-welding it was not the most retarded thing you could do.
Holy shit.
Oh, that guy was so cool. He ended up doing a bunch of fucking meth and like having to quit, but he was so funny.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, he rented a car and he had so his girlfriend was like a stripper that got out of jail because she had just killed her boyfriend like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll be your new boyfriend. No way this goes badly. So he rents a car and then she like I guess has another girlfriend stripper and they just steal his rental car. And when I say steal, I mean he gives them the key and they just leave. And she's a kid, mind you. So what does she do? She just leaves the kid at his house. I was like, yeah, I'm leaving forever. Goodbye. So he like calls the thing to report it stolen. And they're like, well, did you get, how'd she steal it? Like, she hot wired? Oh, no, she had the key. And they're like, well, that's not a stolen vehicle then. That's just your rental car that is overdue. Good luck, retard. So he had to pay some like insane fucking fine. He ended up adopting this kid.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just like, imagine your mom is just like, later, fool. Like, here's this guy I barely know. Good luck.
A runaway stripper out of prison.
Yeah. This is gonna sound insane. I think he's clean off drugs now, but let me be very careful how I proceed.
No, go ahead.
I think that he is a very good father, but a very bad man. If that makes sense. Like the way that he raised his kids was awesome. I think he's a super good dad. He's like really there and they're involved in their lives. But also, his ex-wife, he caught her cheating with a man when he came home. And do you know how he solved that problem?
There's only one way to solve that problem.
He punched both of them as hard as he could one time. And he tells this story with delight about how like they both started having a seizure and they peed all over themselves. And I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, what the fuck is like...
That was a good right hook. If you can manage that.
He is telling this story like so happily. He was I believe him too. He was the biggest man I've ever seen in my entire life. Like built wise, like you would think he's fat and like you feel his body and it's like, are you carved out of marble? Like what the fuck? And yeah, he's just such a fucking gnarly dude. I remember like it was like my first job with him. And he gets off work. I'm like, oh, he's enjoying a nice little sody pop on the way home from work. And I'm like, no, that is a 6-pack of beers that he is drinking as he drives home. And he finishes them before he even gets home.
Oh my god.
No.
What is freedom without a nice road beer?
It's not a road beer, buddy. He is drinking a fucking 6-pack every day.
Body to beer size, it's essentially one beer.
Yes, for 100%. Unjokingly.
I remember trying to explain that to someone who like just started drinking in college, and they were like, she was like 6'1", or not 6. She was 5'1" and like 100 pounds, and she's like, "No, you having a drink and me having a drink is the same." And I was like, "No. I I can consume all of your alcohol before I'm affected the same as you having one drink. Like that's just how mass works." Than like the body. And she was very adamant until she was just wrong.
I'm shocked by the amount of people that will make a definitive statement without Googling it beforehand. The amount of times I make a statement,
backing.
My phone, 90% of the time my phone is literally just like, am I right or am I a retard? Yeah. And it's like, you're a retard. I'm like, that's that thought staying inside.
Yeah, you're wrong about that one. Huh?
Yeah, well, can't win them all.
Yeah.
Thank God for Google.
I think so. He'll just like say shit.
It just comes out.
Yeah. Blows my fucking mind.
Now, I'll do that to Bae all the time, though. She's the one person I will boldly claim something to, and just like, no, let's hash it out right now. You reason with me why I'm wrong. You use whatever tools you want. It's a little thought exercise, and she fucking gets driven crazy by it.
Yeah, I do that shit with Nightedge all the time. I'll just say wrong shit, like declaratively, and be wrong, and like we'll get into a fight over it. And it's like, yeah, this is great. I love this. I fucking love arguing. Like, there's no better feeling than just zero stakes arguing and being like really fucking mean to your friend for no reason. It's awesome.
I'm so glad that you understand it.
Yeah, no, you and I couldn't be friends if we took any way fucking seriously. What's funny?
Without light bullying.
No, you'd be surprised. There are so many people that will like get into arguments about like shit that doesn't matter, and then take it incredibly fucking personally. Yeah. It's very fucking funny.
They'll get heated for like they'll hold a grudge over that meaningless argument.
And the problem is that Jit and I will smell this weakness and we will fucking devour them. Without hesitation, we will just start saying the most ridiculous, out of pocket, useless. We will purposefully take a position we do not believe and we know is absolutely fucking false if we know that believing in it pisses you off.
Yeah.
It just
we need to play more squad games.
We really fucking
team-based games.
Like we need like now that I have my like scheduled time off, hopefully like my fucking goal is to just wake up my how I normally do. Here's the problem. I probably won't because I don't have the threat of a job and getting fired keep me doing it. I hope I don't get like lazy on my days off. But I like my current schedule because it's like, yeah, I walk to work. I get like walking to work is the most base thing you can do, by the way. Holy shit. I am fucking walking pilled.
You're a walker?
So, Grant, I'm in a very fortunate position where the walk and drive to my work are equal. Like,
yeah,
it's like maybe if I RNG green lights the entire way, get super bottom row parking on the parking structure, I'm like 10 minutes faster driving.
Yeah.
But it averages out to like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes faster on driving. So, why not just walk? And then like you're you're saving money on gas. 2, you're passively exercising. You're literally just like it's literally your AFK farming fucking wood cutting in RuneScape, right?
Literally.
And yeah, it's so fucking smart. I love walking to work. And then I found that subreddit I sent you of like, did you ever read that post I sent you where they were like, you can't do this in a car? And it was like he was playing Nintendo Switch on a fucking train. And they were acting like they're the most enlightened people on this fucking earth. Because I can play a video game on my way to work.
Well, first of all, you can in a car, but
yeah, the post I sent was from the car subreddit where every comment was like, fuck yeah, I can. And it's like, only if I had a few beers first. And like, dude, it was literally just like the Chad Wojak and the little like fucking Soy Wojak. And the Soy Wojak was like the walking to work people. And they're like, yeah, those cagers. They had the most insane fucking name for people who drive car. It was like, I'm ashamed to walk to work because you fucking losers. Just being like, oh yeah, you'd be surprised they probably aren't playing the game while they drive when they go through the crosswalk. And it's like, no, I guarantee you the reason you're almost getting hit all the time is because you're a fucking entitled asshole who has no situational awareness and has no idea how to cross a fucking street.
Yeah. Or 100%.
I could be wrong, okay? And I've not looked this up, so I could be wrong. Here's my general rule of thumb, okay? Say we're at a stoplight, right, with a crosswalk, and this is like the little hand is there. This says stop, but the light above it is green, right?
Yeah.
The only time that I will go is if I can clearly see there is no traffic inbound, and then I will go on that green light. The amount of people that confidently, without looking both ways, start walking into the light when the hand is like, cease, stop. I could be fucking wrong. I don't think you're supposed to cross when the fucking hand is like this, even if it's green.
Now, you're not supposed to, but I'll give like a half millisecond look, and then I'm going.
Oh, no, you guys actually use the crosswalks. People around here just fucking walk across the street, even with traffic. They don't give a fuck.
I jaywalk the shit out of my way to work. I'm optimizing every way to avoid a stoplight. where I'm okay. There are no cars behind me or in front of me. I can easily walk diagonally across this road, and I basically got a time skip. I've like, you know, no clipped my way through this crossing. Also, your fucking microphone shit. Holy shit.
No, there's no universe. I have not touched. Okay, wait, is it better now?
Correct.
Yeah, I can hear it on occasion.
Okay, there we go. It's better now.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
It actually, I think it's my phone being too close to my preamp.
Yeah, that's a thing that everyone knows.
Yeah. But I can't hear it, so it doesn't affect me.
Yeah. That's fair.
And I'm also not like receiving a text. Isn't it usually when you're like receiving a signal?
Well, I think modern phones are always sending and receiving data now.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of the case. Dude, you know what's crazy? So there was like I can't remember. I had some sort of hearing aid as a kid or something. I could hear the fucking back with like old flip phones. I could hear a text before it came in.
Oh yeah.
There'd be like a low hum in my ear. I can't remember. I had some fucked up hearing condition like for like a month where I had like someone's going in my ear, and I remember just being like, "Your phone's about to ring." I'm like looking over, like, "Huh?" And then, bring, bring. It's like, I don't like when a little weird kid looks at me and says that.
I used to do the exact same thing because we always had speakers all over the house and that.
Yep.
And like when you're younger, you can hear a higher pitch.
Yes.
And so depending on like the quality of speaker and that, you might only hear like the little quiet whine, and I'd just be like, "Oh, where's my phone? I'm getting a text."
Yep.
Because like speakers everywhere. But
fuck yeah, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that might have been one. Maybe I was like just picking up a frequency or something. I don't fucking know what it was, but like, yeah, for everything I could just hear like text like 1 second before they came out. I was like clairvoyant.
Yeah. Most useless superpower.
Yeah, you're about to receive a text. Thanks, I guess. Yeah. And I am like slowly beginning to enjoy a lot of the mundane shit of my job. It all depends on if the person I call is like in a crabby mood. Like if they're like in a really good mood, dude, nothing feels better than scheduling someone's shit exactly when they want it scheduled. Just it feels great. Or like
just you're helping them out, setting them up for success.
Yeah, you're like like I like knowing that, or like I love giving people directions, you know. Mm-hmm. Nothing feels better than like when I'm about to leave, like I've clocked out and someone's like just looking like a fucking deer in headlights, and I'm like, come here, son, come here.
Yeah, walk with me.
What's up, man? And it's like I remember like one of my first days, we were like sent off on our own to go get lunch, and they're like, yeah, go find the cafeteria, good luck, be back before this time or you're fired. And it's like, and we're like being so lost, and just this random person just clocked out in front of me. They're like, "You lost, little guy? You looking for a little cafeteria? Is that what you're looking for?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm looking for the cafeteria." and instead of being like, "Oh, it's down here to the left," she's like, "If you can follow me, I'll make sure you don't get lost. This is where you eat. Okay, can you eat on your own? Are you good to eat on your own?
Can you graze on your own?"
Yeah. Like, did your parents, the utensils? You know how to use mouth, chew? Okay, good luck, little boy. Like, thanks, Dad. Yeah, so that person's like kindness has like completely inspired me to like anytime I see someone who's lost, I go out of my way to always be like, "What's up, man? How can I help you?" And 9 times out of 10, it's literally just like, "Oh, it's like 2 feet to your left, bro. You made it.
Yeah,
you weren't actually lost." There. Yeah. No, I like helping people. It feels good.
Yeah.
You know.
I will never forget the one time I was like, "I'm gonna help this person." They look like they're in a panic. They're on the side of the road. They're like, "Do you know where this street is?" And I look and I say, "Yeah, that way." And they're like, "Thank you so much." And they went off running.
It wasn't that way, was it?
I looked up on Google Maps as I saw them running away, and I was like, "Fuck me, eh?" Well, it's too late now. And then I just started walking and went off on my day. I think about her all the time.
One of my favorite concepts and like bits is doing that as a joke. Is like someone asks for directions that you don't know, and you just giving like detailed instructions, but not knowing if they're right. Like, "Hey man, good. If you need me, I'll be over here," and they're just not being there when they need you.
Gone.
Yeah. So fucking funny.
I felt so bad after, but also like, oh well, I tried my best. They were just gonna stand there confused, I guess, if I didn't help them.
Yeah.
Give them a goal.
Oh man. So this goes. Remember last week when I said how I thought everyone's instinct is to run into the fire and save as many people as possible, even if they die?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking back on
this. Make the hero play.
Yeah. So like in my head, right? Every time I've ever seen a car broken down, no matter what, I pull over and talk to the person.
Yeah.
And like the amount of times that I have a complete stranger I don't know, I have pushed their car into a gas station is like an uncountable number. Just in my head, that's every single person. If you see someone struggling, you fucking always engage to help, right? Yeah. Turns out, no. I would reckon that 90% of people go, damn, that fucking sucks, bro, and keep going.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Or like, keep going. Sorry, Jen.
I was just going to say, that has been like instilled in me at such a young age of like just going on cruises with my parents, and they'd be like, someone's in a ditch. Yeah. And then you just pull over, and it's like, how you doing? Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, that's what you have to do. Yeah. And so, like, when I'm driving on the highway every weekend, because, you know, I go to London every weekend, it's like, well, they've got, like, 3 cars lined up there. I don't have to stop. Yeah, exactly. There's enough Good Samaritans. Yeah. But, yeah.
There are only 2 times I ever regretted helping someone. One of them, it was, like, 2 in the morning. I was taking this girl home. We weren't dating. She was, like, super fucking religious. We'd just been to the movies, and, like, it was going late. Her parents were very mad. And I left her alone in this parking lot that was sketchy as fuck. It wasn't actually sketchy, it just looked sketchy. It was actually next to like one of the safest things ever. It was like super well lit, but to her, like I had basically left her to die. And then I ended up pushing this fucking dude, this dumb asshole. He's like, he didn't speak English. He's like, can you help me? My car doesn't have gas. And I'm like, okay, it's like one of those like shitty small Toyotas. It's got like a bunch of like pool cleaning stuff in the back. So like it had like 2 of these like 55-gallon drums, and I'm like, there's no way those are full of water. I start pushing the car. First of all, I swear to God, this guy was in like first gear. He was not like, he didn't have the clutch held down. Like, this is like peak physical shape me. Just like going up a slight incline. Like, I thought he was going to help me. Motherfucker hops in the driver's seat, closes the door. And so I'm just like power pushing this thing. And just for whatever reason, one of my teachers was at that gas station. And this woman thought that I was like literally an angel reincarnated when she's like, watch. And again, in my head, I'm like, everyone would do this. And I would get so annoyed because she'd always bring it up. I'm like, well, more of you need to be good little boys like Dylan. I'm like, anyone would do that. And it's like, no, 0. No one in this class would have done that, actually, it turns out. But the only other time I remember, fuck this guy, okay? I should have helped this guy. Fuck this guy. There is a like 30 to 40% grade fucking hill, like an insane angle.
Yeah.
His car is at the bottom of this hill. There's a right-hand turn into a gas station, and he goes, there's cheaper gas up this hill. And instead of me saying, shut the fuck up, you dumb asshole, you're getting that fucking gas, you were too stupid to put any fucking gas in your car, you're getting this gas, I said, I bet there is. We're gonna find out. And again, the same shit. This dumb asshole hops in the driver's seat. That's how you're supposed to fucking help. You push with your on the A-frame of your fucking car, and you steer. Every time they just get in the fucking driver's seat, like, yeah, woo, this has got 1 manpower. That's how fast this car goes, baby. As I am just like pushing myself to the absolute fucking human limit of getting this dumb fucking car up this hill. God, I'm still so fucking mad about it.
So crazy to hear like that version of it, because like anytime my car is broken down, which I think you can guess,
no one has ever helped me.
But no, the few times I've had people help me, it's like, no, you jump in the driver's seat and like steer. I'm not having you push. Like, this is my car. Exactly. This is my issue.
Exactly. Yeah. Same.
Like, you do the least over there. I will fucking.
This is a 2-man job, the music. And I'll do the shitty part of the 2-man job.
Yeah.
I need people. Thank you very much. Yeah. The amount of times like I've broken down and just no one has offered to help is like. I'm just right now realizing that connection of like, yeah, most people are fucking assholes. Like, I don't know, like, it shocks me. Or like, sorry, go for it.
I was just gonna say, when I lived in Ottawa during the winters specifically, I would have to leave work or leave home like a half hour earlier than I should to get to work. Not because of like the weather and that affecting me, but just because like, I'm walking down my street, which was on an incline. Someone's stuck in like a giant pile of snow. Like, oh fuck, I'm gonna be like 5 minutes late to work. Oh well. But they're stuck in a snowbank.
That's what you fucking do. Yeah. Like, Like 2 days ago at work, I fucked up and I wrote the wrong. So I looked up like a provider that we're like mailing shit to, basically faxing stuff to.
Yeah.
And it turns out they have fucking 4 locations in the same state. I didn't realize that until you scroll down. It says, actually, here's the other places. So it's like an hour later. I'm like, fuck, I wrote the wrong thing down on that paperwork they're going to go like mail out and like pretty soon. And I'm like, everyone else is like, you know, just who fucking cares? Fuck them. They'll figure it out. And I'm like, no, like, what the fuck? Like, why would I know the answer now.
Yeah.
I can go like in 1 second resolve this problem. And they were like,
before it becomes a worse problem.
They were like shocked that I was willing to like walk 35 feet down the hallway into this room and be like, hey guys, can I just go through this bin? I think I fucked up and I think I wrote the wrong right here. Yep. Fixed it. Perfect. Yep. I'll initial here. I'll put my shit here. Like, yeah, sure. Like, oh, but you gotta sign your name to if you fuck it up. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like
that's how that works.
Like, yeah, that way if shit gets fucked up, they know who to call and like come back to me. Like, yeah. Insanity. Cause like, and it's like, for some reason in their head, the reason you write down your name and your callback number is because they're gonna like document that you fucked up. It's like,
yeah, they're gonna fire you tomorrow.
It's like, guys, every single day we get a fucked up piece of paper that has like a fixing thing on it with someone else's name and callback number in case they didn't fix it. We don't report this to any. We just throw this paper in the garbage. Like,
this is just an internal tracking like sheet.
Yeah, it's literally just like a procedure the company has instituted because half the time people would fuck up, scribble all over some paper, and then leave no instruction to decipher the scribbling. Yeah. Or I say M a lot, like for them. Like, I'll go help them in a sec. And people hear him. And I get in trouble a lot.
Uh-oh.
They're like, you do not say that. I'm like, no, I'm saying them. I'm using they, them. But I say M because I'm fucking stupid.
Oh, God. I got pulled aside at work once for that. The exact same thing. I was like, yeah, I'll help him in a second.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're like, come over here, Jordan. We're going to have a little talk. I was working at Tim Hortons at the time, so we went in a little bakery section, and they're like, listen, you might not have to like them or really tolerate them, but you gotta call.
Dude, when a supervisor sits you aside, they're like, yeah, I think they're a disgusting goblin too. And you're like, no, I don't feel that way. No, I said them. I said them.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a huge misunderstanding. Like, we're going to a party together later. Like, they're not offended. They know.
Dude, there is... Oh, that's happened to me so many times where they're like, hey, man, listen. I don't want to get political, but I fucking hate them gays too, okay? And I'm like, no, not me. Not me. I'm not part of this. I love the gays. Not me. Me not a part of this.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, bro, I know you want to go mask off, okay? I fucking want to. It's like, no.
Oh, God, I used to get that all the time working in the manufacturing. When I had my office, people would just walk in and be like, well, it's just me and you in here now, and I think we speak our mind. I'm like, don't speak your mind. Get out of my office right now.
5 times at work. Like, it's because I have a big ass fucking beard. I'm like a tall, big guy. So they should mean like he must love the Ku Klux Klan and hate any person that's not white. And they're like, listen, you seen how Jose's been working? And I'm like, yeah, my favorite employee, Jose. Yeah, I love him. They're like, I fucking wish he'd just go back to Mexico. And I'm like, I think his family's been in the United States longer than your family. Aren't you like an immigrant from Ireland like 4 generations ago? Yeah, he's lived here since like fucking 1402. What do you mean? Like, his name's Jose because he's from Spain and he immigrated in 1402. He's Catholic. Like, he's more American than you. And they're just like, I don't know. It's something about him, man. Just don't sit right with me.
Oh, God.
Does that not happen to you, Nightedge? Do people not go mask off with you?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it does happen.
They all think I'm like an older soul, but just because I don't fit the standard for what they think a millennial should act like.
Yeah, you're not Zoomer enough for them, so they just think you're a 50-year-old.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is a boomer.
They think I'm an old soul, and they think I lean more towards their interest, which is like, no, get that shit away from me.
Yeah.
That's where you whip out.
To do with
that's when you're like,
I'm just doing my job.
You're like, Janet, when I go home, I'm gonna draw fucking two dudes kissing. As soon as the first thing I'm doing when I get home is
scaly.
Yeah, I'm gonna draw two lizard men kissing each other. That's what I'm doing when I get home. You fucking bigot. It's so fucking funny.
Me absolutely nuts. I can only talk about work there. There's like literally nobody else my age that I can communicate with. Not like I have any social skills to begin with.
No, you're great, Nightedge. I love you.
Yeah, you're wonderful.
Like, there is nobody in that dealership that would be mentally prepared or be able to handle actually seeing me how I am.
Yeah, when Nightedge goes mask off, no one's ready for it.
Dude, sometimes at work, so again, I try to stay as below radar as possible at work, and it's like they got me talking about the party. No, yeah. I don't swear or anything. It's not even that. It's literally just like, I just start like getting animated and I'm telling a story and they're like, everyone sort of gets captivated and I just like completely derail the whole fucking floor because like everyone starts looking at me and it's like, fuck, I didn't mean to do that. It's like when a Jedi like saves someone from the fucking Empire and they're like, shit, they know I'm here now. They saw a Jedi. Yeah, so now I'm like, it again, it took me like a fucking week to become like first name basis. Like really, everyone's like coming to me like asking shit now, like to be friends with them and like have conversations. All because I just like start going off on stories about shit. So, I gotta learn to not do that.
Yeah, just stay silent, low radar. I had the same like when I was in the banquet hall. I was like, no, I don't want to interact with any of you outside of work. Really, like this is just work. I'll say, and then someone will like one of the servers would come in and just like mention like, oh, I'm playing this right now. I'm like, are you? Like, tell me more. And then it would just go off, and then like I'd have 5 servers standing there like talking, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, we've completely fucked the workflow.
Go run this food. All these people are upset now.
Yeah. Yep. That happened to me. And the problem is like, in a world of just me's, you could actually do that because you've got like the lizard brain that can focus on 2 things. So it's like I'll be mid-story and I'll like notice out the corner of my eye like a patient approaching who's leaving and my brain just goes, okay, my job is to check them out, and I hold the punchline, I hold the setup, and like I go do this thing and I come back and I'm like, okay, anyways, that's what I was saying. And then I fucking go right back into the same energy and they cannot do this. They're just like, listen, like the patient walks by, is like, why the fuck aren't you helping me, you dumb asshole?
It actually physically hurts me to see people do that, where it's like, no, you have to break off now. You have to stop and disengage and like go do your job.
Yeah.
Like you have other responsibilities.
Yeah,
like, this is great.
Yeah, like
leave.
Well, there is tons of time for us to fuck around, but you have to know when to fuck around or else we get in trouble.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. It's like there's a time. It's like I'm always on my computer looking up bullshit, right? You will never catch me on the fucking computer looking up bullshit if there is a patient who could potentially need something nearby. I am lightning fast, ready to go. But every second that's not a thing, I have a spreadsheet pulled up, I have a fucking Reddit page pulled up, I'm reading some shit. I'm keeping myself fucking entertained. It's like everyone always talks about how like days are dragging and how they're so slow, and I'm always like, no, my day is awesome. Like my day's
you
going
just
great.
have to do stuff with it.
Yeah, like I'm always entertained, or like I don't know. I really enjoy reading and learning. So like it's really fucking easy for me to stay entertained because I can literally just go to Wikipedia, click on 5 random articles, and be like, I do want to learn about Francis Ford Coppola today.
Yeah,
and then history is one of the more you learn, the cooler shit becomes, because as soon as you can line up time periods, right? And you're like, wait, these 2 fucking people were like, Hitler was doing this shit and this was happening? Like, what? Or it's like, wait, the Civil War was happening and Prussia was still a thing. The unification of Germany hadn't happened yet? What? Like, Frederick von, what the fuck? Whatever, it's like fucking, I think 3 Fredericks from the Prussian era that are like famous. I mean, maybe 5. And it's like, wait, these people existed. Abraham Lincoln, the motherfucker with the hat who got shot watching theater, existed at the same time as a dude named Frederick the Great. Like, they were still doing the greats when motherfucking Abraham Lincoln was doing shit? What? Like, it just fascinates the fuck out of me. I love history.
Absolutely.
Just so fucking great. Yeah. It's been about almost 2 hours. Nightedge?
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to tell people before we end this one? Any life lessons? Anything you want to, tell the world?
Nothing much.
Nothing much. All right.
Just hanging in there.
So just hanging in there. All right. Chit, do you have something to say?
I would like to reinstate my my question. Haley, May, Spiv, if you get to this point and want to chime in, I just want to know what to call anyone.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
I call her
It's been 4 weeks.
Oh, well, it's more so been a week, given the fact that I didn't upload the previous
It's been 4 weeks since I said that question out loud. To someone heard it.
All right. And this is always, May, I hope right about now in your drive, you sort of drop your phone and it sort of like falls between your seat and you go to reach down and get it. And your car sort of slowly starts to list to the left and you plow into an orphanage, killing every single child. And then you don't go to jail, but you have to live with that guilt for the rest of your life. And go fuck yourself, man. This is episode 26. I love you all.